Drake stole Big Sean's whole flow. His whole flow, Drake stole that. So if you're comparing Drake to Big Sean, just know that Drake stole Big Sean's flow. What up, though, y'all? We here with another Raptors recommendation, y'all. I'm so glad that San Raptor, the producer from San City, my album, recommended Big Sean. I Decided this week, and I'm happy about that. Why? Because it is my favorite Big Sean project to date. And I'm a Big Sean fan, and this album really turned me into a fan of his. Like, I wasn't crazy about Big Sean. I'm a Detroit rapper, producer, so I was familiar with Big Sean. And, I'm happy that someone from Detroit done made it who's more on the lyrical side of things. But this album turned me into a major fan of Big Sean's. My favorite song of Big Sean's is on this album, Halfway Off the Balcony, which is the most nighttime cruising song out there. And this whole album is for kind of cruising at night, in my opinion. It's just got that vibe to it. And also has one of my least favorite Big Sean songs, No Favors, featuring Eminem. And this has nothing to do with Big Sean, why it's my least favorite. I thought Eminem's verse was trash. And not trash as in it's not technical. Not that it doesn't have bars, and I love bars. I love being technical. But where's the listenability? Where's the point where I could just listen to this, And that's a lot of people who criticize Eminem about, but we're not here for Eminem. We here for Big Sean. Now, a lot of bangers on this album. We got Moves, and we got Bounce Back, and Sacrifices, and just a lot of bangers in general. It's like half the album was like singles, it seems. And I'm kind of torn between that because it seems like the singles get in the way of the vibe of the album. This is the same thing that I said about Will Smith's project that he recently released, is that the singles just get in the way of the vibe of the album. Like the album is generally slow. It's generally more mellow, more, like I said, nighttime cruising music. And then you got Bounce Back, No Favors, which really kind of interrupt that and just turn it into it's time to crank a hit out. You know what I'm saying? And Bounce Back is a good, and Moves is a good single as well. I enjoy both of them, but the vibe of this album is infinitely better than its singles, which is kind of surprising because normally most albums are the opposite. The singles are the best part, and the albums are is the throwaway kind of skippable thing. But I think it's quite the opposite here. Not that the singles are throwaway, but just the album itself is the best part about this. The Voices in My Head song, the Jetpack, and the what else was on here? The intro is really good, and all these songs seemingly have kind of a theme, a vibe. It seems like they fit together. Big Sean does a lot of wordplay on here, and I think people criticize Big Sean because of the type of wordplay he does. And I believe that they probably criticize me for the type of wordplay I do as well, which is just lines that are just, they say that they're just too easy to go to or something like that. Like lines that are just bars that make people cringe a little bit. Where they're like, that's a reach or that's a stretch, But like Big Sean does his thing lyrically on this project, man. I mean, he has so many lines that just skip over, and ones that just make you laugh. Like you came in with a perm when you left, your hair was like the weekends, like stuff like that. That's a lot of the lines that Big Sean will do sometimes, and I have to appreciate that because he has a personality. He has he brings forth a view on hip hop that's not so serious all the time. And I think that's why people look at him as sort of the most missed man in hip hop, in terms of like missed, like you skipped over him, like honestly, Big Sean is probably one of the most underrated rappers in hip hop still today. And one of the. And I say that because he gets hated on so much. He garners so much hate So much people talk crap about him, and Big Sean just keeps on pushing. He does the right thing. That's what you got to do when you faced with hate. I'm faced with hate all the time, and you just got to keep on pushing through it. Keep your head down, keep on making music, and do your thing. And that's what he does, and he does that very well. I love. This is his fourth album that he did, and it released about 8 years ago. And I think that this album at the time really didn't get any like major press. It wasn't like it was like everywhere. Like you couldn't, like when you found him doing the album with his chick that he was with. I remember seeing that album everywhere. But no, this one is kind of under the radar a lot of times, and I'm surprised that more people didn't gravitate towards this. But if you are not a Big Sean fan, I encourage you to listen to this album and then say that you're not at least a little bit of a fan, because this album will turn you into a fan. Halfway Off the Balcony, dude, I just have to just reiterate this. This is one of the best songs of all time, I think, in terms of hip hop. I just love, I say that a lot, so we're talking like maybe top 200. I listen to a lot of music, so I have to keep it big range there. But yeah, I think that this song right here is one of the best songs of all time. I love Halfway Off the Balcony. It has another name too, like Slash something else, but the vibe of it is just, I was going through kind of a depressed state at one point in time. And
got my fortune read, she said it's more coming. Yeah, I got the force, but never force nothing. Do it for the love of Forrest Gumping.
You get a feeling with this album, and I definitely did. And I think that this has a lot of what other Big Sean projects are missing, which is just the real meat. Like, it can't just be singles and to single. You can't just throw 10 songs together, 10 good songs, but you can't just throw 10 songs together. You have to have a flow, a vibe, and I think that when Big Sean does his projects, I think sometimes he's just doing it just to throw something out real quick, which is what he did, like the Detroit mixtape, which was really good, but when he did like the Hit Boy project, he had like 4 songs with Hit Boy or something like that, and really unlistenable for me, so he's got a lot of wishy-washiness in terms of his releases, I'd say. His first couple projects are dope, I'd say. So like this one being his fourth one at this time, 8 years ago, I definitely thought Big Sean was one of the top. When people talk about the big three, he was he was the fourth for me, But like, honestly, he's really the third, because like looking at it like that, Big Sean was like, Drake stole Big Sean's whole flow. His whole flow, Drake stole that. So if you're comparing Drake to Big Sean, just know that Drake stole Big Sean's flow, that he's the originator of this kind of flow, and that anyone painting Drake as an originator is crazy, because the man steals. He steals beats, he steals songs, he steals flows, he steals accents. So like, when you're looking at Big Sean, he's the real originator. So hate on him if you must. But if you like Drake and you like Drake's songs, and a lot of people hate Drake, but they like Drake's songs. If you still like Drake's songs, you have to accumulate that to Big Sean, because it all comes back to him in terms of how Drake started, how he started off his first couple albums. All sound stolen from Big Sean. Just going to put that out there and tell y'all how it is right there with that. So if you're saying Drake is the part of the big three, you are wrong, because Big Sean really is who you can go to when you're looking at Drake's sound, So I was going to put that out there. The album in general, for me, it's an 8 out of 10, man. I love it. Things that keep me from absolutely loving it is No Favors. And I think just the singles getting in the way of the album. I think it's a solid album, man. And I'm going to be generous with it with an 8 out of 10. But it does have one of my favorite songs of all time on it. So it is what it is. Let me know what y'all think. Do y'all not think that this is Big Sean's best album? I'm pretty sure it is, but let me know if you think that any album that he's released or even mixtape is better than this. Let me know what y'all think. Peace.